And a very good evening to you. This is KBC Channel 1. My name is Shiksha Arora with my co-anchor John Kago.
All right, many thanks indeed for tuning in. It's the 4th day of November. The countdown is on. 16 days to go. World Cup Eco KBC. So you better tune in for that, even across our radio stations. And it's an easy Friday for Nick Mwendwa, as new Cabinet Secretary for Sports. Babu Namwamba reinstates him as president of FKF. Asks FIFA to lift that ban on Kenyan football. We're looking at that, but looking at other stories that are shaping up, Shiksha.
Absolutely. Remember, President William Ruto has vowed to increase the funding of the judiciary by 3 billion
shillings, yeah,
just to support them and make sure that, you know, he can make things easier when it comes to all things judiciary. Apart from that, we also have the KQ pilots strike.
Yeah.
So 14 days notice has lapsed, and their grievances have not been addressed so far. So seems like they said that they will be going on strike, you know, to protest victimization.
All right, the next couple of hours will be interesting to see what they say about that. Will they be taking off? We'll be looking at that in not too long. But first things first, Shiksha has the highlights tonight.
I believe that I have demonstrated sufficient commitment to provide confidence that we in the executive shall do our part to support the judiciary in delivery of its mandate.
More funding for judiciary. President William Ruto affirms commitment to increase allocation by 3 billion shillings annually. No takeoff from Saturday. Kenya Airways pilots vow to go on strike to protest victimization. And facilitating political parties. United Democratic Alliance to get largest share of political parties' fund allocation. Welcome to KBC Channel 1. This is Easy Friday. Now, tonight's top story. President William Ruto has affirmed his commitment to increase the judiciary funding by 3 billion shillings annually to ease access to justice.
While speaking during the launch of the State of the Judiciary and Administration of Justice report, the head of state emphasized that the addition of funding will support the recruitment of judges, judicial officers and staff to increase the human resource and upscale the existing infrastructure.
While lauding the work the judiciary has done despite the myriad of challenges, President William Ruto underscored the need for a well-funded and independent judiciary.
I congratulate the Chief Justice and the entire judicial service for doing a good job against serious constraints. We do not take for granted your admirable effort to raise the standard of output amid such tremendous challenges. I believe that I have demonstrated sufficient commitment to provide confidence that we in the executive shall do our part to support the judiciary in delivery of its mandate.
He noted that all his government policies will be anchored in law to ensure justice prevails.
We want every citizen to carry their portion of the burden of running the affairs of our country.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Attorney General Justin Muturi and leaders present also called for more engagements and collaborations to bring justice closer to Kenyans.
The President wants the independent institutions to be facilitated and supported. And once we do that, I think we'll be able to have a good country.
The decisions will also support the agenda of transforming the judiciary, including through the enhancement of the judiciary's infrastructural and human resource capacities.
We are independent, but that independence means nothing if it is not accompanied with and by accountability. And so today, we come here to tell Kenyans that for the last 1 year that you have allowed us to serve you, this is what we did for Kenya.
Chief Justice Martha Koome said the judiciary will extend working hours to manage cases and reduce backlog.
If we get adequate support, we think of having a night shift operation, what the governor was talking about, with some adjudicators sitting from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Nairobi and Mombasa cities, which would be a first. for any public sector institution in Kenya and regionally.
She further lauded the establishment of 11 small claims court, which she said have fast-tracked cases and injected over 1.4 billion shillings into the economy.
During the year we are reporting, Your Excellency, the Small Claims Court resolved 9,315 cases, thereby releasing Kenya shillings 1.431 billion shillings in the economy.
The annual report is an important document for judiciary. It is a mode of communication to the public, enhancing the administration of justice in the country, and allows the judiciary to demonstrate how it has executed its mandate in line with the Constitution. In this year's State of the Judiciary and the Annual Administration of Justice report, the head of state, President William Ruto, and Chief Justice Martha Koome have underscored the need for a well-funded, independent and accountable judiciary to ease access to justice for Kenyans. For Easy Friday, from the Supreme Court, I'm Ben Troy-Njue.
Now, in other news, Kenya Airways pilots have vowed to go on strike from tomorrow to protest victimization and their welfare, noting that their 14-day strike notice had lapsed without the management addressing their grievances.
Well, the airline's chairman, Michael Joseph, on Tuesday said the pilots had no justification to strike since the airline had obtained an injunction stopping the industrial walkout and that their grievances were baseless.
When issuing the strike notice, the Kenya Airline Pilots Association, KALPA, raised 4 grievances, among them touching on leadership and governance, reinstatement of the airline's provident fund, and victimization of its members. However, Kenya Airways chairman Michael Joseph on Monday said the airline will start making the contributions to the provident fund next year. And on leadership, he said there was no justified reason as to why anyone in management should step down. In addition, both Joseph and the airline's CEO, Alan Kalivuka, said Kenya Airways had obtained a court injunction barring the pilots from going on strike. On the same Monday, KALPA said they were open to discussions with the management about their grievances to avert the industrial walkout, as that was to begin on Wednesday this week. And today, the pilots say they have been left with no option than to go on strike from tomorrow 6 a.m. since the airline's management, and I quote, has not made any meaningful attempt to engage and have these issues resolved, end of quote. In another statement this evening, Kenya Airways reiterated that the strike negates the strides KQ has made this year in improving its financial position, and that the industrial action is unlawful, ill-timed and unnecessary, as it will delay and disrupt the ability of KQ to recover, end of quote. Alan Naoko, Easy Friday.
In other news, MPs allied to the Kenya Kwanza administration have challenged Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga to be truthful about the genesis of the economic hardship currently facing Kenyans.
All right, led by the leader of the majority party in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, the lawmakers argue that the Kenya Kwanza administration inherited numerous challenges that will require time to resolve.
A day after Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party leader Raila Odinga criticized proposals to increase taxes, Kenya Kwanza allied lawmakers have sprung to the defense of the government.
What Mr. Odinga is not telling Kenyans is he was at the center of the Jubilee administration, courtesy of the handshake deal of 2018. Therefore, he should be the last person to give us a lecture on how to drive or revive the economy. He abandoned his oversight role as opposition and became part of government. The plunder of public coffers, mismanagement of the economy and state capture, agents ran amok under Odinga's watch.
The MPs challenged Odinga to be honest about the challenges facing Kenyans.
Sisi kama viongozi wa Kenya Kwanza tuna support Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kila ambacho anafanya. Kama ni kushika wakora wa extrajudicial killings, washikwe. Kama ni maneno ya vile kwanza amebuni kabineti yake, tunawaambia tunawasupport.
Raila had asked Kenya Kwanza administration to desist from overtaxing Kenyans, whom he said are already overburdened by the current economic hardships. Meanwhile, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has ruled out the prospects of joining government.
Sisi tumesema tumekubali utafanya kazi kama wapinzani, loyal opposition and serious opposition.
Kalonzo said he intends to ensure the government of the day delivers on its promises to the country. Gishoke Washira, Prime Edition.
Now, United Democratic Alliance will get the lion's share of the political party's fund allocation at more than 577 million shillings, followed by Orange Democratic Movement that will get more than 308 million shillings.
Well, in a Gazette notice, the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties has listed 48 political parties out of more than 80 active parties as eligible to receive the political parties' fund allocation for the financial year 2022-2023.
About 4 months after the August general election, 48 political parties have managed to meet the threshold to get the public money through the Political Parties Fund. According to the Political Parties Amendment Act 2022, the criteria for distribution includes 70% votes secured in general election, 15% based on special interest groups, 10% representatives of political party elected, and 5% is utilized at the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. In the top 10 parties, United Democratic Alliance takes the biggest chunk at 577,162,898 Kenya shillings, with the second highest allocation going to Orange Democratic Movement at 308,260,679 Kenya shillings. Jubilee Party, 135,113,518 Kenya shillings. Wiper Democratic Party, 72,110,017 Kenya shillings. DAP Kenya, 31,642,281 Kenya shillings. United Democratic Movement, 26,897,846 Kenya shillings. Amani National Congress will get 26,600,684 Kenya shillings. Ford Kenya, 25,863,869 Kenya shillings. KANU will receive 23,938,039 Kenya shillings. Devolution Empowerment Party will receive 13,781,840 Kenya shillings. Justice and Freedom Party of Kenya will get the least amount at 277,033 Kenya shillings. The Political Parties Act 2011 sets aside 0.3% of the national government revenue to finance activities of political parties. Other recognized sources of the fund are membership subscription fee, contributions and donations. The allocation funds for the financial year 2022-2023 will be disbursed on quarterly basis. However, postponed elections in 5 wards in Kitui, Narok, Kakamega, Siaya and Nairobi counties may affect the allocations. And with the recent plans by government to effect budget cuts, the fund distribution may be reviewed. The amended Political Act 2022 says a political party receives zero funding if more than 2/3 of its registered office bearers are of the same gender. The party does not have in its governing body representation of special interest groups, and if the party does not have an elected member of National Assembly, senator, governor, or member of county assembly. Kamchemenza for Easy Friday.
All right, and that leads us to our first commercial break, but we will be back very soon. Don't go too far.
All right, still coming up, we have the Social Media Weekly. Comes up every Friday, so stick around. Business as well, sports a bit later. Be back in a moment.
Hakuna sheria ya serikali ambayo inamkataza mwanamke kuingia katika board yoyote. Ni kazi, sababu kazi inaangaliwa ujuzi wa mtu, si yeye kama ni mwanaume au yeye ni mwanamke. Ukiwa wewe unajua basi upandishwe cheo kama vile mwanaume.
Guterres urged global leaders.
Maisha ni mafupi, hivyo si vyema kumaliza muda mwingi katika malumbano. Hesabu baraka zako, wathamini rafiki zako na tabasamu ili udumishe amani.
Kupata maisha, bonyeza *811 *816 hash. *811 *816 hash.
I have a business proposal for you.
Which is?
I want to be your campaign manager.
You want to be what?
Campaign manager.
You messed me in my dream. You want to mess me again? Stupid. Julia, do you ever go for a day without mentioning food?
Omera, food is life, Bwana.
I thought it was water.
That's true. Water is life. Then I dare you to survive on water for the next 7 days.
Julia, let me ask you, how many kilograms are you?
I weigh enough to carry myself around and I am not complaining.
Safe to say you mean
I am pretty sure that means something totally different.
The world's biggest sporting event is here with us. The FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. KBC Television will air live 28 selected matches, while radio will beam live all the 64 matches. We would like to bring to the attention of the public that KBC is the only station that has exclusive 2022 FIFA World Cup free-to-air FTA broadcast rights for both TV and radio in the Kenya territory, and no other media outlet. Therefore, catch all the FIFA World Cup action live and exclusive on KBC TV and radio. KBC is indeed your true sports partner.
Welcome back. Now, Faith Jematia Kiptis, the Treasury official at the center of an 83 million shilling graft case, has been barred by the court from transactions of any nature on properties frozen by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission.
On the 19th of July, the EACC obtained orders to freeze 8 million shillings belonging to Jematia over her suspected involvement in graft.
The anti-corruption body believes the suspect may have acquired prime properties, including an apartment in Syokimau and 2 plots in Mombasa and Kilifi, using the suspected proceeds of corruption.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is at liberty to freeze 3 prime properties worth 8 million shillings belonging to Faith Jematia Kiptis, an official at the National Treasury and Planning. According to EACC, Kiptis is under investigation regarding allegations of embezzlement of public funds amounting to 83 million shillings. The anti-corruption believes Kiptis may have acquired the prime properties, including an apartment in Syokimau and 2 plots in Mombasa and Kilifi, using the suspected proceeds of corruption. Following the High Court orders, Faith Jematia Kiptis, our agents, servants or any other persons are prohibited from transferring, disposing of or in any other way dealing with the said properties pending the conclusion of investigations for a period of 6 months. Ben Chumba, Easy Friday.
Now, 2 dormitories have gone up in flames at the Machakos school, destroying property of unknown value.
Well, no one was injured in that particular incident, even as police launched investigations into the inferno.
Zainab Said with details on this and other stories making headlines in the counties. Take a look.
This is the aftermath of a fire incident at Machakos School. Not much to salvage. Police have launched investigations into the cause of the inferno. Elsewhere, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mochogu has assured the country of a credible national examination exercise.
We are going to present something credible and the kind of process that each and every process will be able to undergo is integrity issues are taken care of. So let the students and those who are going to sit for exams not entertain any fear, because really what they have covered over the years is the same thing that they will be able to find in the examination room.
Mochogu said that anyone caught engaging in exam malpractice will be arrested. Kenya University Staff Union KUSU has faulted the government's move to fund students in private universities, which it claims has led to underfunding of public universities.
This year's Form 4 students who are going to sit their KCSE, let the government ensure that all those who qualify to join university education join public universities, so that the funding that the government gives to the state-funded students comes to the public universities. Let the private universities survive, because this is a business enterprise that you started. You know how you are going to manage your own business. Don't encroach on this. The third thing, it is the same government that ensured that the Module 2 programs that were being used by these public universities as an income-generating activity was smothered.
And in Trans Nzoia, Governor George Natembeya has stopped all payments owed by the county until a task force set to investigate all pending bills hands over its report.
So when you ask them how much pending bills you have as a department, they give a figure which is not correct. When those vouchers are returned now, they adjust the figure. We want to get the final report from this task force on the actual amount of valid and genuine, eligible, pending bills, not the stories. Bills that are supported by government documents. That work was done, or supplies were delivered, and that it was value for money, as I've said. Then we'll have an exact estimate of the pending bills.
Finally, a non-government organization has launched an inclusivity grant aimed at supporting marginalized groups in 3 counties of Makueni, Kilifi, and Turkana.
We are also working with the youth, the young people within Turkana region, just to enhance their skills, really just so that they're able to access employment, and also to be able to do self-employment, like in line with the new government bottom-up approach, where we see youth really taking up a lot of opportunities as they come across. Then for Makueni and Kilifi, yes, we've been there in the past, and most of the work we are doing there is with the Ministry of Health around sexual reproductive health and rights, and also family planning. And VSO has been taking the inclusivity angle.
The program, funded by the UK government, will see close to 185,000 youth, women and people living with disability benefit to a tune of 215 million Kenyan shillings. Zainab Said, Easy Friday.
All right, all hail technology for the soft life and for making shopping so easy.
One click here, one click there. Everything at the touch of a button.
Now, it's all about the unending hunt for crazy offers and the long wait for, they call them Black Fridays.
Yep, but it also brings out something else.
Teresa Mutai has the answers on this week's edition of Savage Netizens.
Who doesn't want a soft life coupled up with gifts and special offers for just a small price? But is the small price worth paying? Let's find out. If any item, I mean any, no restrictions on quality or how much it cost, was offered to you for 100 shillings, what would you pick? At the stroke of midnight during the launch of Black Friday by an e-commerce platform, flash sales were promised to the eagerly awaiting netizens. Guess what? Yes, the deals didn't go through for many, and this was definitely bound to anger the netizens.
Oh my God! Wow!
Portman tweeted, "There was nothing hapo, disappointed sana. Ningekuwa nikiota sasa." Eugene, heri ningekunywa keg nilale mapema, laughing emoji.
Maneno nimeona sio mazuri. Wacha nilie kwanza. Oi! Oi! Ai! 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 Ai!
Once KZ tweeted, "Watu, mnapenda vitu vya bure," to which Mr. Greatness responded, "Bana, kumbe tulikuwa wengi."
Na tusitishwe sisi. Tusitishwe.
But while failed promotions can cause quite a heartache, the expectations versus reality of online shopping hits differently every time. While some have had amazing experiences, shopping online like Milk Pill online shopping fixes everything, and Winner online shopping is so therapeutic, others who did not get legit deals have lived to tell the dreadful and funny tales of online shopping.
Ambao unaweza ukatoka mwanaume. Nitasema jambo moja. Kwani sisi ni wanawake?
Rebecca tweeted, "Yo fam, finally, that expectations versus reality of online shopping caught up with me. I ordered this floodlight online. Wacha ifike leo. It fits on my palm like a smartphone. Nimekula huu na hasara juu after bragging about how I always find cheap gems online." What? William responded, "Maybe they meant a light used during the flood season." Where?
What are you saying, man? What are you saying? What is he saying?
Tasha, online shopping is a scam.
Ai, nitaambia nini watu? Nitaambia nini watu?
Plant Trees asked, "Where do you guys get the courage to send money to strangers?" Thinking emoji. Well, Plant Trees, that is a question that puzzles the majority, but I'll play you one for the weekend. Well, that's it for us. Catch you next week on Savage Netizens. For Easy Friday, I am Teresa Mutai.
I actually stayed awake until midnight to try and get those offers as well. So we're in the same WhatsApp group. Me and the people on Twitter, we're together.
All right,
Didn't get anything either.
There was nothing to smile about, yeah?
Moving on. Now, the Diwali festival brings together millions of Hindus, Jains and Sikhs to celebrate an important holiday across the world.
Well, this week on My Culture, we take a look at Diwali, the Festival of Lights.
Happy Diwali, Happy Diwali.
Nairobi lit up with a dazzling display of light and color as thousands of people celebrated the Hindu festival of Diwali.
जहाँ शुद्ध प्यार होगा, देवों का राज होगा.
Houses, shops and public spaces were decorated with small oil lamps called diyas.
Decorated the temple with a lot of diyas or little candles, and it's very bright. So it's celebrating a festival of light, festival of brightness, and we want to imbibe that brightness into our lives. We want to shine from within. That is why we celebrate Diwali.
Traditionally, all Hindus celebrate around the world by coming to the temple. The light signifies let there be light in our life, and so there's lamps all over the temple. The idea is everyone has a spark of life, a spark of inspiration in their life, and let that illumination come in their lives.
Diwali, also known as the Festival of Lights, as people illuminate oil lamps or candles to symbolize the triumph of light over darkness and good over evil.
Today is the last day of the Hindu calendar year, so we offer our prayers to the God. It's no moon day, dark day, so we celebrate as a festival of light, spreading the light over the darkness, good over the evil.
Festival of Light signifies not just victory of good over evil, but also illumination. Illumination through knowledge. Illumination through the spark of light in our life. Let it be bright. Let it be full of festival. Let it be full of color. Let it be full of pomp and enthusiasm.
We celebrate togetherness, we celebrate unity, and we forget the past and move towards a brighter future.
It is an ancient Hindu festival celebrated annually and is considered to be the most significant festival in Hinduism, while also being celebrated by Buddhists, Jains and Sikhs. The Festival of Lights, which spans 5 days, varies every year depending on the Indian calendar. According to the ancient calendar, Diwali occurs on Amavasya, that is the new moon, on the 15th day of the 8th month of Kartik in India's calendar. In the English calendar, Diwali typically falls between mid-October and mid-November each year.
This time in India, monsoon is over, fresh crop is harvested, so we prepare different dishes from the grains, whatever we have harvested, and the first food dishes we offer it to the God. We prepare many dishes, as many we can, and as our prayer, we offer that food to the God, and that sanctified food we will consume as prasadam. We give to as many as devotees.
Traditionally, all Hindus all over the world celebrate Diwali. They come here to end the year as well, because the Hindu calendar, Diwali is the end of the year. We are celebrating New Year, the end of the year with prayers. We are celebrating the festival with a bang, which is fireworks, which is why it's called Festival of Light.
The festival's origin is linked to various religions, including Hinduism, Jainism and Sikhism. Hence, every community has its own Diwali story and unique way of commemorating the occasion, but they nearly all celebrate the triumph of good over evil. For Hindus, the celebration marks the return of Lord Rama from a 14-year exile to his kingdom, Ayodhya, after rescuing his wife Sita and defeating Lord Ravana, the demon king of Lanka. To commemorate Rama's return to Ayodhya, they lit up their homes with clay lamps. This is believed to be the origin of Diwali tradition. Every year on Diwali, people celebrate Lord Rama's return home with festive lights, fireworks and family gatherings. For Sikhs, Diwali is important because it marks Guru Har Gobind's release after 12 years of imprisonment by the 16th century emperor Jahangir. While the Jains commemorate Diwali to honor their Lord Mahavira's moksha, a spiritual awakening that symbolizes humanity's liberation from darkness, and Buddhist communities celebrate the festival to honor Emperor Ashoka's conversion to Buddhism in antiquity. For many people, this 5-day festival honors Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth.
Devotees to come to the temple, they come to this where the deities are, and Aarti, which is called the waving of the lights, lamps in front of the deities or in front of God, happens. From there, these special prayers, you can see this in front of you, which is called the Mahapuja prayer. The Mahapuja prayer is called Chopra Pujan, which is also celebrated by all Hindus around the world. So Chopra Pujan is about the financial records being sanctified for a new beginning next year. Chopra means books. The financial books are blessed, or we are praying for a better tomorrow. It's a famine in Kenya right now, so there's special prayers even today for rains. We are hoping for agricultural crops to be very abundant and plentiful because we are an agricultural economy. And so even on Wednesday, which is a new year, it starts with the Ankut festival.
This year, an image of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who founded the BAPS Swaminarayan branch of Hinduism, has also been set up at the temple to mark centennial celebrations.
This year, adding one more point to all of us, our Guru's 100th birthday celebration was going on.
The message of His Holiness Pramukh Swami Maharaj was, in the joy of others lies our own. And we want to spread that message by doing the work which he has done.
He lived a life of giving his all to society, asking nothing, wanting nothing, but giving his all for society.
Other ways that Hindus celebrate the festival include spring cleaning the home, wearing new clothes, exchanging gifts, often sweets and dried fruits, and preparing festive meals, decorating buildings with fancy lights and huge firework displays. For some, Diwali marks the beginning of a new year. It is also the social high point. Individuals are buoyed by festive cheer. They throw parties, meet friends and family, and exchange gifts.
The time of the year, I get to dress up and, make changes, clean everything up and, do patterns outside your house and light up diyas or like small lamps, which signify, light over darkness and good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. So there's a lot of things that go into making Diwali a very special festival.
It makes so much fun for the everyone's. Like the kids are celebrating also, enjoy from the kids and elders. We meet each other and we celebrate our happiness to each other.
It's about giving. It's about in the joy of others lies our own. In the good of others lies our own.
To culminate Diwali, or the Festival of Lights, fireworks are set off. Reporting for My Culture, I'm Jackie Wambiru.
When it comes to self-care, it depends on the person and it depends with the condition. We have people with mood disorders. Anytime they should know what they have to do to encourage their mood levels to either be on the normal and not too below or too high.
We want to focus on the well-being of the adolescent girls with disability to create more awareness on their rights as young girls with disabilities, as far as education is concerned and health care.
NCDs are the leading cause of death in our country. They account for more than 55% of hospital-related deaths, about 41% of all deaths in the country.
So differently abled, different.
Mama Jabali, this is very wrong and you have to get out of here.
Unaniongelesha kama nani wewe? Unajua mambo ya hii familia? Ati familia?
Si tumelaaniwa. Tumelaaniwa na nani? Nilikuwa nadhani dad ndio mbaya. Wewe ndio uko na issue ndio maana na kumi street. Je, nikikuangalia naona babako tu. Utaniona for long.
Kwani mtu ushukuru bibi yake akimpikia?
Bibi?
Ama wataka nijiite vile wasichana ujiita baby mama.
Mimi nataka kwenda kuona dad. Are you coming with me?
Nope. Bye bye, wasalimie.
Mamangu akigonjeka, nitahakikisha hizo miaka kidogo umebakisha hazikaliki wewe.
Basi mwambie asigonjeke.
Welcome back. Now tonight, top in business. Women in construction say there is need to confront societal norms that enhance gender inequality in order to increase the number of women in the industry. A report shows that women represent only 3% of players in the construction industry. Take a look.
Representation of women in the construction industry is partly driven by the small number of women undertaking science courses in institutions of higher learning and biases that have made the industry male-dominated. Women fundis in construction say the industry has discouraged women from actively participating in the sector due to demand of physical strength and other risks. A platform has now been designed to empower women in the sector. The Build Her platform has been designed to focus on the development of technical skills in carpentry, joinery, painting, plastering, and partitioning development.
Women are ready. Women are willing. Women are just looking for access and looking for support to be able to work in an industry which is very lucrative. It's one of the key sectors of the economy.
Industry players noted that the construction industry in the country will be on a constant growth at an annual average of 6.1% until the year 2025. In line with this, they called for the entry of more women construction workers going into the future that will set them apart for opportunities for investment.
Therefore, with the initiatives and the efforts of Build Her, as well as the initiatives and the efforts of the county governments as established, I think we should be able to see more and more of women getting into this industry.
Furthermore, they called upon the government to liaise with various organizations and help redefine the role of women in technical roles.
We also encourage the county government to endorse them and give them internships in the projects that they do and be able to carry them along.
Fundi ni kujiamini, a term coined by the women who are currently engaging themselves in technical upskilling while taking up more critical roles in the construction sector. Reporting for Easy Friday, my name is Nduta Mokami.
Now moving on, Cooperative Bank Group CEO Gideon Muriuki has been conferred with a third honorary doctorate in recognition of his contribution to the financial services industry. Muriuki was conferred the honorary doctorate of humane letters by the Africa International University for steering the lender out of loss-making 2 decades ago to profitability. Here are the details of this and other stories in our corporate briefs.
In 2001, Cooperative Bank recorded a historic 2.3 billion shilling loss, prompting a leadership overhaul including the appointment of Gideon Muriuki as CEO to avoid complete collapse. A little over 2 decades later, the bank's total assets increased from 24 billion shillings in 2001 to over 600 billion Kenyan shillings currently. Africa International University has conferred with an honorary doctorate of humane letters for turning around the lender's fortunes and his positive impact on the banking industry.
The process of overcoming this setback was a classical definition of having faith over fear, and this has been the secret behind the achievements at Cooperative Bank. beyond putting together a great cohesive team.
Meanwhile, water and sanitation technology firms are pushing for the adoption of new water recycling technology, especially in public institutions, to avoid water wastage. Xylem says rehabilitating the old sanitation systems used in a majority of schools would save on resources and promote sustainability.
Sasa tutakuwa na maji ile haitaisha.
Finally, the government plans to construct at least 100 dams across the country in plans to encourage year-round farming to enhance food production. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi is urging Kenyans to increase investments in agriculture for food security and to generate income.
This is the only way to ensure that we become productive. It's the only way to we all participate towards ensuring there is food for each one of us, because food is now a challenge and we must all work together. Each one of us has a responsibility.
Speaking at the Kenya Meat Commission facility in Mombasa, Linturi commended the military for their exemplary work at the facility. Hibak Said for Easy Friday.
Now, more than 30,000 delegates are expected to attend the Conference of Parties, also known as COP27, to deliberate on climate change matters. President William Ruto and United States President Joe Biden are among the world leaders expected to attend the meeting that is taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. O'Brien Kimani talked to delegates participating in the Climate Justice Torch March.
6 years, the world has been talking about the impact of climate change. But more than ever before, the realities are now kicking home. Climate change is becoming a major crisis facing humanity. And members of the civil society are saying it is time now to act. Time for talk is over. And the question is, will there be tangible results during the COP27 meeting here in Sharm el-Sheikh?
I'm expecting our voice to be heard, voice from the community themselves, and then outcome. That means these people, the pastoral communities, the crop farmer and the agro-pastoralist have got their adaptive capacity even previously.
We are fighting for global goal for adaptation and adaptation finance, and our Kenyan, for instance, NDC requires 62 billion, but we can only raise 13%. Even that 13%, you see we are broke. We are on the rent. So where will that money come from?
I'm really concerned about the climate concern, because I'm not sure if we're going to have a future or not, especially in Africa. I'm here today because we never usually get the chance to get our voice heard in Egypt, so this is a good chance.
Even if we turn the whole of Africa green without the industrialized countries taking action, that they want to live in that profligate lifestyles, they use us to offset and to reduce emissions, which we do not have, yet they don't want to change. That is should stop if we are going to really address the issue of climate crisis, and if we have to deliver climate justice.
You know, Contra, I haven't forgotten about the fire that you threw in my cousin Teddy Hart's eyes.
Hart Foundation, your family is littered in tragedy. We're gonna finalize it when the black flag of Contra reigns high over the bodies.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. stepping up to Contra. What the hell? Who is that? Let's get a hell of a super kick. It's Pillman. It's Pillman Jr.
Hart Foundation.
we are hopeful that the situation will change within that country in the very near future.
Well, roughly 16 days and 2 hours to the 2022 FIFA World Cup that is going to be hosted in Qatar. And in case I haven't said it enough, I'm going to say it again. 28 matches coming live to you on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, as well as 64 matches live on our radio stations. Well, I'm Richard Munga with the Daily Sports Update. Now, Sports Cabinet Secretary Babu Namwamba says he expects World Soccer Governing Body FIFA to act swiftly and lift the ban imposed on Kenyan football after the country met all their demands. Kenya was suspended from international football activities indefinitely earlier this year after the government, of course, disbanded Football Kenya Federation and installed a caretaker committee.
Kenyan football is expected to return to normalcy soon after the government yielded to FIFA demands. Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba announced today that the government has lifted the ban on Football Kenya Federation and reinstated former officials.
After my consultations with clubs, coaches, officials of the Ministry of Sports who have been handling these matters for quite a while, today I did hold talks with the Football Kenya Federation National Executive Committee that has been under suspension. Because as you are aware, that by action taken by my immediate predecessor, Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed, this NEC had been suspended from office.
The federation has written to FIFA, informing them of the decisions made. However, due to integrity issues, FKF boss Nick Mwendwa has been asked to stay away until his court case is heard and determined.
And the first thing we wanted to do is comply with FIFA, get football back, get the boys playing. And we reached an agreement today and yesterday that let us get this communication out so that FIFA can act, because now we are together, as you can see. Then we needed to go into my situation. And so I returned as FKF president. As you know, when I had issues, I relinquished and stepped aside.
Deputy President Doris Petra and Chief Executive Officer Barry Otieno will now take charge of the federation. Kenya was suspended from international football indefinitely in February this year after the outgoing CS Amina Mohammed disbanded Football Kenya Federation and installed a caretaker committee on 11th of November 2021. For Easy Friday, I'm Sela Onyango.
Of course, another one for Kenyan football fans, of course, meaning the progress made so far in solving or sorting out the football impasse currently in the country, which means it's a good move. So over to FIFA now, and we shall be bringing you all the updates in regards to that developing story. Now, on to other matters. National Rugby Sevens team Shiksha started their campaign at the first leg of the World Rugby Series, that is the Hong Kong Sevens, with a 28-12 loss to Ireland in Pool D at the Hong Kong Stadium. Billy Odhiambo broke the deadlock in the 5th minute, but the Irish responded through the conversions of Neil Comerfield, Jordan Conroy and Mark Roach to lead 14-5 at the interval. Odhiambo landed his brace after the break, with Tony Omondi also converting to bring the score to 14-12. A series of unforced errors, however, killed Shiksha's momentum as Ireland converted through Conroy, Jack Kelly and Billy Daddis to win the game. Kenya must now beat Argentina and Canada tomorrow to boost their chances of featuring in Sunday's quarterfinals.
Control of this match, up to, a scything run right through the middle. Great opportunity.
All the best to Shiksha, of course, as they aim to qualify for Sunday's quarterfinals. Elsewhere, Kenya clinched the first two positions in the World Mountain and Trail Running 8.5-kilometer race held today in Chiang Mai, Thailand, after Patrick Kipngeno and Philemon Kiriago finished first and second respectively. In the women's category, Kenya's only representative, Joyce Njeru, clocked 1 hour, 6 minutes and 15 seconds to finish in the 35th position.
Kipngeno, being the race favourite, has won 6 gold label races during the Mountain Running World Cup circuit. He won the race in 46 minutes and 51 seconds, while his counterpart Kago finished second in 48 minutes and 24 seconds. Spain's Alejandro Garcia settled for the third spot in 49 minutes and 03 seconds. Kipngeno and Kago are now shifting their focus to Sunday's classic up and down 11.2 kilometer race. Kipngeno is the first Kenyan to win a world mountain running title. In the women's category, Kenya's only representative Joyce Njeru finished 35th, clocking 1 hour 6 minutes and 15 seconds. United States' Ali McLaughlin won gold in 55 minutes and 15 seconds, with Andrea Mayer from Austria finishing second, while Switzerland's Maud Matthews came third. Njeru is expected to redeem herself when she takes part in the classic up and down 11.2 kilometer race on Sunday. She has won 6 gold label races during the circuit. More than 900 athletes from 46 member federations are taking part in 5 elite races for men and women, including one for under 20 athletes. Nora Mwangi for Easy Friday.
To other matters now, Bayern Munich defender Alphonse Davies, who was raised in a refugee camp in Ghana, beats all the odds to lead Canada in the global limelight. In Germany, RB Leipzig striker Timo Werner is out of Qatar 2022 World Cup after suffering an ankle injury. Once again, the World Cup finals will be exclusively televised live on KBC Channel 1 and affiliate radio stations beginning on the 20th of